I moved to San Antonio when I was 30 years old, when House on Mango Street was just released. And you know, the part of the Riverwalk that's my favorite, or was my favorite, is undergoing development as we speak. There's bulldozers out there now, and there's all kinds of runners, and it's become a little more civilized than it used to be. It used to be wild with all these flowers and weeds growing taller than me, and with wild animals. But now I've seen a lot of changes happening in the last few years. So I liked it the way it was when it was wild. I wrote this book about a real incident that happened to me when a fellow writer came to San Antonio and her cat escaped. I felt responsible for the cat, so even though I was supposed to be working at my desk, I felt obligated to go help her look for this cat. I remember this was right after my mother had died, so it was a time in which I didn't want to meet anybody, and I wasn't really happy about being out there looking for a little cat. And I remember being very upset as we looked for the cat, because in real life it took many, many days. It didn't take just one afternoon, it was many, many days. There was a moment when I was thinking, oh, I should be back at my desk. I'm wasting all this time hollering into trees and under cars looking for this silly cat. And then suddenly, this little girl that we showed the flyer to, because we had created flyers, she showed the flyer to her cat. She said, you know, have you seen this kitty? And that moment when she showed the flyer to her cat woke me up, and I realized, wait a second, pay attention, you're supposed to be here. And I realized that the story I was living was one I should be writing. I invited my friend, artist Esther Hernandez, to come to San Antonio to meet and draw the people who illustrate my story. And then I realized that the story I was living should exemplify my neighborhood, the real way my neighborhood looks, because people think of my neighborhood as just having historic mansions. They don't realize that there are all kinds of people that live here from all economic classes, all colors, all kinds of people. So I really wanted to include the kind of people that live in Texas, the kind of people that live in San Antonio, the kind of people that live in my neighborhood, that is not what people imagine when they come here and visit San Antonio. I wanted to write a book that would help heal other people who were in pain from a death. I was living through that pain myself, and writing the story helped me to feel transformed by my mother's death, to feel her presence rather than her absence. Dante, come! And I wanted to write about that so that other people who were suffering would understand that when you have a loss, your heart is broken open, but it's also open to things of the spirit and to things of beauty if you pay attention. So this story is kind of my closure to this period of living in this house. I've never lived in a house for so many years. My life was always very transient. So San Antonio gave me affordable housing and gave me safety and security that I couldn't get as an artist in other cities. But now San Antonio is growing and civilization's encroaching, and I need to retreat. I don't know where I'm moving to, but I hope it'll be someplace that'll give me sustenance like the river and the trees did and the animal life did when I lived here.